CR7 Chapter 7, built on dreams. They're actually built in China. It says right here on the box. You can't build boots in some dream world. What's going on, guys? Josh from soccerreviewsforyou.com, bringing you my review plus on-feet video of the Nike Mercurial Superfly 6 Elite in the brand new CR7 Chapter 7 built on dreams colorway, the final boot in the CR7 Chapter series. As I mentioned in a previous video on the channel, this is not Cristiano Ronaldo's final signature Mercurial colorway, I guarantee it. It's just the last one that's going to have the chapter name to it. And we've had a pretty epic lead up from chapters 1 through 6, with Chapter 7, the final chapter, essentially just concluding with CR7 wears the number 7, and that's the inspiration for Chapter 7. It's kind of like the worst ending to a book ever. But the boots themselves do look quite good, even though they don't look exactly the way that I was expecting them to based on some of the pictures that Nike has put out. And we're gonna be talking about that in today's video. Of course, taking a closer look at all the little details on these boots, talking tech specs, performance features, as well as taking a look at how they fit and feel on feet. So if you're interested in learning more, please stick around, watch the entire video. And if you're interested in a pair of these for yourself, I'll leave a little pop-up on screen, or you can click the first link down below. That'll take you to the review page on my website, where you'll find buy it now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes, where you'll be able to pick these up below their normal $300 retail price. And I'll also link all of the takedown variations as well, if you want to get those at a slight discount too. If you guys do end up enjoying the video, don't forget to support it with a like. And if you're new here watching for the first time, don't forget to hit that subscribe button along with the little bell notification for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. Included with the boots is the new gray and black Nike box that you'll get exclusively with the top end models. Also, because this is the top end model, they do include a string bag, which is not the normal Mercurial string bag. You can see it is kind of like a light gray. It's supposed to be like the silver on the boots, with black strings and then this rectangle running down the middle that has the symbol from each of the 7 chapters in the CR7 chapter series, which is pretty cool. And then it does say Chapter 7 at the bottom with a Nike swoosh, and then the small CR7 logo there on the back. Pretty decent string bag. I give it a 7. Let's start by taking a closer look at the colorway and all the details they've incorporated on this CR7 signature boot. Now, the color to me is the most controversial aspect here, and it's the one thing that I think once people actually get to see them in person, they may be a little bit surprised, because some of the pictures make these look very, very red, and that is not actually the case. The official color for this boot is flash crimson, and even as I'm looking into the camera, when I move it around, the camera picks it up as a slightly different shade. But what I can tell you is that this 100% is not red in pretty much any lighting when you see them in person. It's more of like an orangish pink color that I will now compare to a couple boots that you are familiar with. This is the Motion Blur Superfly 5, which is very clearly pink, and you can see side by side, the two shades are definitely different. These are more pink, these look a little bit more orange when they're next to each other, but very clearly I think you can tell that this is not red. And then we have the launch colorway of the Nike Mercurial Superfly 4 in the famous Hyper Punch color. A lot of people really like these, and you can see side by side, this is, in my opinion, the closest color match that I could come up with out of all the boots that I have to this CR7 Chapter 7. So it's more of like a pinkish orange than it is a true red, but given how many people like this color, I don't think too many people are going to dislike the look of these in person. And if you look really, really close, you can see the Flyknit construction is actually made up of kind of a pinkish orange color and also a true orange, which is partially why it does kind of have that duality to it depending on how the light hits the boot, where it will look kind of pink and it will look kind of orange. It's just important to note that these will never look red, and I kind of wish they were red. So base color aside, you're gonna find silver and black as your two main accents on this boot, both of which feature their own unique pattern. The silver part at the toe, as you can see, is made up of his signature CR7, specifically this 7, to make up what looks to be kind of a grid pattern from a distance, but when you look up close, it's very clearly made up of little 7s, and it kind of fades up from the bottom, kind of like that motion blur colorway that I showed you. And it's pretty much focused around the toe area. And then of course the bottom where you have the split sole, which I actually think looks quite good. You're also gonna find silver as an outline for the Nike swoosh. And of course, they opted for the large Nike swoosh rather than the small one on the toe that we've seen on so many colorways of this generation of Mercurial. This I think looks a lot better. You also have the silver outline on the swoosh here on the medial side. And something I didn't notice in the picture is that the filling of the swoosh, it just looks black in the pictures, but it is actually that same kind of artificial carbon fiber finish that is found at the heel. And the reason why it has this artificial carbon fiber look is to actually represent the 2008 Mercurial Vapor Carbon SL. Basically the Superfly before the Superfly, if you will. It was a full carbon boot, upper included, that Cristiano Ronaldo wore in the Champions League final. In fact, his first Champions League final, which again, this is chapter 7. It's supposed to be, I guess, up to date. I'm not sure why they're referencing that at this point in time, but they did. That's Nike's call, so I'm not going to question it. You can also see that they did change up the graphics at the heel. It doesn't have the typical large Mercurial M that a lot of people don't like. Instead, it has small Mercurial branding, but still says engineered for speed. So they maintained all of the same information. And then on the medial side, you can see it does have a number 7 graphic that kind of fades into his signature, and then it does say Superfly 360, even though on the box it is still called the Superfly 6 Elite. You're also going to find the CR7 branding here on the top of the collar, the front part of the collar, rather than it saying Superfly 360 like it normally would. And then of course on the bottom, you're going to find that that carbon fiber, I guess, finish or pattern kind of transitions through the midfoot, comes to a bit of a point. I think that looks quite clean as well, accenting with the 7 graphic. And then you can see the actual stud plates themselves are mismatched in color, black at the heel, silver at the front, which fits the overall design of the shoe, and it's actually just colored plastic, so there is no wearable finish on this particular colorway. The insoles also feature some cool details. You can see they are black in color. For those that will ask, as far as I can tell, this is the same Nike grip mesh that they would normally use lining the insoles on a regular Superfly 6 Elite. So while it might not say Nike grip, don't trip out. I am sure it's still exactly the same. It doesn't do anything anyway, so don't worry about it. Either way, you're gonna find that same graphic that you found on the string bag. So all 7 logos representing the 7 chapters in this particular boot series. It does say chapter 7 at the bottom. Then you can see at the top, it says edition number 15, and that actually represents the total number of signature colorways that were general releases of Cristiano Ronaldo, this being the 15th one, obviously the 7th one in the chapter series, but 15 in total. And again, any of the limited edition ones, none of those count towards this particular number. A little bit confusing, but I guess Nike felt the need to put that there. And those are pretty much all the details on the colorway. I think that the story behind chapter 7, being that this is the final chapter, is a little bit weak, but the final product did end up looking quite good. Do I like it more than chapter 6 if we're talking about CR7 Superfly 6s? No, I thought the chapter 6 was kind of a little bit nicer, both in regards to color as well as all the details that were on that particular boot, but I don't hate these at all. I think they're really clean looking. I just wish they were a little bit more red, but let me know what you guys think of the look of these down below in the comments. Is this one of the best CR7 chapter boots or one of the worst? Curious to hear your opinions. Colorway aside, because I know people will ask, these are no different than any other Superfly 6 Elite that has come out to this point. I realize that these are $300 rather than $275, but that extra $25 is simply for the signature colorway. It has nothing to do with improvements or changes to the Superfly 6 Elite. And I've talked about this boot on the channel so many times at this point, I don't feel the need to do it again. But if you are looking for more info on how these fit, feel, and perform, I'm gonna leave a little pop-up on screen to my playtest video that I did of both the Superfly 6 Elite and the Vapor 12 Elite, which are basically the same boot. One is a low, one is a mid. But if you haven't seen that video and you perhaps wanna see the boots in action, go ahead and check that out. So as you can see, I swapped out the stock pinkish orange laces for some black reflective SR4U replacement laces, which accent really nicely with all the black bits on the boot. Plus it adds the reflective bits, plus they're not gonna look dirty like the stock ones will after a couple of wears, and it makes yours that much more unique than everyone else with the exact same boots. So if you are interested in some SR4U replacement laces for yourself, the website to go to is www.sr4ulaces.com. There'll be a little pop-up on screen as well as a link down below in the description. So if you wanna get a pair for yourself, be sure to go ahead and check that out. On feet, not only do these boots look great, they also feel really good. The Superfly series does not have a history of being very comfortable, but I really feel like the Superfly 6 Elite is by far the most comfortable one, and actually just a legitimately comfortable boot, period, especially after you get a little bit of wear time. There's definitely some kind of a break-in process with this boot, given that the Flyknit upper is quite thin, so it does have a little bit of a, I guess, a firmness or a stiffness to it out of the box, but it softens up dramatically after even just one wear. So give them a little bit of time to break in, give yourself some time to get used to them, and you'll find that they get a lot more comfortable, but that's not to say that they're uncomfortable out of the box at all. Also, this is a mid-cut boot, but they've completely reworked the heel area, so it really does have the feel and fit of a low-cut boot, so you're unlikely to have any issues in the heel as far as blisters are concerned, which were very common with the Superfly 4 and 5. As far as width and overall fit is concerned, it's a Mercurial, so it does have a nice tight fit, but the volume and overall width, I would say, is wider and a little bit higher volume than what we had from the previous generation as well. So while they still fit tight like Mercurial should, they're gonna be suitable for most foot types as long as you like a tight fit. Although I will say, if you have really wide feet, they're still not gonna be a great option for you. And then as far as sizing is concerned, I'm wearing these in my usual size 9.5 US, and fit and length is absolutely perfect. So if you are looking to order a pair for yourself, as Mercurials always have, they run true to size, so go for your normal size in order to achieve the best possible fit. So in conclusion, the final chapter to a book that nobody read because there isn't actually a book, I do think that Nike did a pretty good job. Again, I don't think the story backing the inspiration for this colorway is particularly strong, but as a product, they look good. The Superfly 6 Elite, I think, is legitimately one of the best, if not the best speed boots on the market right now. And you really can't go wrong, especially if you're a big Cristiano Ronaldo fan. Even if you're not, the fact that they kept the CR7 branding pretty minimal on this one, I don't think too many people are going to dislike the way that these look, but that's just my own opinion. Let me know yours down below in the comment. Either way, if you're interested in the Superfly 6 Elite and you like this colorway, I can strongly recommend them. And that's it for this review, guys. If you did enjoy, again, don't forget to support it with a like. If you are interested in a pair of these for yourself, you can click the first link down below. That'll take you to the review page on my website, where you'll find buy it now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes, where you'll be able to pick these up below their normal $300 retail price. If you have any questions, as always, leave them down below in the comments, and I'll do my best to get an answer out to you as soon as I possibly can. Subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. You can find all my social media information linked down below in the description as well. And other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.